So in this video guide, I really wanted to cover the companion in Final Fantasy XIV, the Battle Chocobo. So in this guide, we're particularly going to discuss everything from how to unlock it to how to spec it, what it does, how to level it up, and provide some strategies for ranking it up quickly. So the first thing we're going to discuss is how to unlock it. In order to do that, you're going to first head to Camp Tranquil to pick up the quest. I've already done this, but I will show you in game. It's actually a really easy quest. It only takes a couple minutes to finish the whole quest line, and then allowing you to unlock your Chocobo. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, once you're here, this NPC, where is she? Dosette here. That NPC will give you a quest called My Feisty Little Chocobo. Once you have that quest, it'll basically just say, go to Bent Branch Meadows. And just so you can see, Camp Tranquil is in South Shroud, way south of Quarry Mill there. And the Bent Branch Meadows is in the Central Shroud. And I'll show you the map again real quick as soon as the screen loads. Okay, so right in the middle there, not far from town. Okay, so here you'll end up going over here. There's a big stable, and you'll get your quest to do. You'll get a quest to talk to one of the NPCs in here. You'll do the quest, which basically involves you right-clicking on an item there, turning it in, going out and killing a couple NPCs, and then coming back, and that's it. Then you have your company Chocobo or your battle Chocobo, and then in order to summon it, you need Gasol greens here, and you can actually find these at the Merchant and Mender in town. Not sure where they are in Bent Branch Meadows, but I know if you go to Gardania, the NPC right here, right by the Aetherite, sells them at the Black Rabbit Trader. Okay, there's the Merchant and Mender. I knew it was around here somewhere. And they're not too expensive. And one of these will give you about 25 minutes with your Chocobo. So it's under tools. There it is, 36 skill each. And I might as well reload while I'm here. Okay, so now that we've actually discussed how to summon your Chocobo, you'll just click on these. And let's talk about some other aspects of the Chocobo. First, I forgot to mention that you do have to be level 30 to get that quest from Dosette. Okay, so after that, let's talk about the companion skill tree. So to see your skill tree, you can open up your menu, click on this little companion icon. That's kind of a pain, so you can always set it to your hotbar. If you go to main commands, this is the key to drag on. So once you click that, either way you do it, you'll open up your companion tab. You have a rank here. You go up to rank 10. Each time you increase your rank, you get a little bit more health and whatnot, but the most important thing is that you get access to skill points. And the way it works is that every time you level, you gain 1 skill point for the current level. At level 1, you'll get 1 skill point. For level 2, you'll get 2 skill points. For level 3, you'll get 3 skill points, and so on, all the way up to 10. But a level 10 Chocobo will possess 55 skill points. And the catch here is that you have these skills which you can manually assign your skill points into, and each one will cost 1 more point than the previous skill, and they have to be learned in order. So let's say you get Chocobo Regen, the next skill is 2 points, then this one's 3, this one's 4, this one's 5. So since your skill points also increase as you level up, you could get up to 1 level 10 skill, and that's it. If you put any points in any other tree, you won't be able to unlock the level 10 skill. On the other hand, though, since the level 10 skill costs 10 points, that's the same as 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 10. You could go up to 9 in one field, and then 4 in the next, and it wouldn't be that big of a difference. So, but the only catch with that is that most of your abilities, you get ability at 1, you get an ability at 4, 7, and 10. Level 9 skill is not very great, especially for the healer. So if you're going to go with healer past 4, you really, if you should go to 10. There's no point in getting just to 4, going past 4. So what I recommend is actually using a 9-4 split, or going all 10 in attacker. So you go 9 in attacker, 4 in healer, get a decent amount of healing from the Chocobo, and still get most of its damage. You do miss out on the big the primary attack, but it's still, your Chocobo will still do a decent amount of damage, a decent number of healing. I hate the defender option. It's very annoying. I wish I would have never put a point in it. And right now, unfortunately, you cannot respec. Your choices are permanent. The developers have said that they are looking to get rid of this, so you can respec or even allow players to have multiple Chocobos. So theoretically, you can max out all the categories or do 9-4 splits in different categories. So, but right now, I think that the real winner is the 9-4 with 9 in attacker, 4 in healer, or alternatively all 10 in attacker for the extra damage. So now that you know how the skill tree works, which skills to get, and how that goes, let's talk about experience points. Chocobo experience is extremely slow, and that's just the only way to describe it. I did it to test. I was grinding on my Marauder, which is still leveling up, and after about 3.5 hours of killing enemies at level 18, I was only able to go from about rank 2 to 3. That one rank that took 3.5 hours, and each rank requires significantly more experience points than the rest. And if you haven't noticed by now, I should tell you that you can't mount when you have your Chocobo out, so it really limits its usability. So you have to get rid of it every time you want to mount. But I mean, if you're a high level player with a decent amount of gil, it's not that big of a deal to spend 36 gil to resummon it. So what I want to show you now is a good leveling spot for the Chocobo, and that's going to be Earth's Fount. I wouldn't be surprised if there's already players there leveling their companion. It seems to be a pretty popular spot at this point. It's not necessarily a secret anymore. And the way experience works is that your Chocobo companion is summoned at your current class's level. So if you're fighting enemies which are too low for your current level with your companion out, you won't get any experience. It'll just be a huge waste of time. So it's actually surprising that this farming spot's so wide open. That would be a good option too. So as a level 50 player, you could summon your 50 Chocobo and kill these level 46 enemies, but you'll get the most experience if you fight level 50 enemies. It's just like leveling a character class. The closer the enemies are to your level, the more experience you'll get. And yeah, this looks pretty empty, so you're going to see players here are leveling their companion right now. It's not surprising. So what they're actually doing here is they've got this strategy. Yeah, this will be fascinating to watch if you haven't seen before. Basically, the way it works is that this group here will pull all the water sprites together and just sit there while this group will do the damage. And for some reason, the way like leeching, what they call leeching works, everybody will get full credit for the experience point this way. I'm assuming they're working together. We'll see how this works out. So really, you want to run behind there. Yep, and they're gathering up the water sprites because they want to get around this pillar. And then the groups that aren't part of the pulling group will just burn down these enemies. And you'll get a ton of experience points for doing this. So that's just a good strategy to use. And I'll just show you, I'll head down here and kill some enemies just so you can see how this works. But that's a good strategy to use. And you head there, and there'll probably be players already there, already doing that. You can just message them and get in the group pretty much no problem if it's not full. Otherwise, you can just use a group by yourself, and you can get there with a group of 4 players and farm as a team. And you'll get pretty good experience. You seem to get full experience for your companion, even when you'll seem to get full. Sorry, I'm trying to talk while I'm running. You'll seem to get full experience for your companion, even if there's more players than that in the group. So, like, you could have as many players as you could think of in the group, and it wouldn't make a difference on your companion experience. I should switch that to general. So you can see I'm getting like 200 experience for killing these, or I'm sorry, 120 experience for killing these level 40 enemies. You get about 250 for killing a level 50 enemy with your companion out. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, see where you're at there. We'll kill a couple more of these boars. Okay, so that was about 600 extra experience points there. I'll show you what that looks like on the companion screen. Barely moved. So, and that's kind of powering with a level 50 character. What I would actually recommend doing is instead, let's teleport to Camp Drybones, and I'll switch character classes for you. Because really, I think the best way to level up your companion is to just pick a new class and just start grinding on it. Or alternatively, do the party approach that I mentioned earlier, where you do have the big group at that particular camp. But if you don't feel like just leveling your companion, you can just pick a low-level character. Your companion will shift down to your current level. So that's actually really convenient. And you could kill enemies like these. I've got cooldowns because I just switched my class. You can kind of see the companion in action. It does it does a little bit of damage. It's not like it does nothing. And it will heal too, so it's actually pretty cool. So it's healing itself just as I have healing points. And it will do a decent amount of damage. And you'll get full experience even if I just let it fight over there. And the reason I'm showing you this just to finish up this video is that, well, that's a nice sale. You'll see that 75 experience is actually not too much less than I was getting on a level 50 character. And we can try to head to where enemies are a little bit higher. I'm going to do that right now. Unfortunately, we can't mount unless I desummon this companion. Just another thing, companions don't get bonus experience points for fates, so there's no point in... I mean, you can theoretically hold one, you can theoretically have one out while you complete fates, but you're not going to get a bonus for it, so just keep that in mind. And just to finish up the video, I'm just running to some higher level enemies here. These level 18, just show you what you can theoretically get just by fighting enemies your level. Level 19. And as you can see, I got 100. And it doesn't really perceptibly move the bar. So you can imagine this does take quite a long period of time to level up, and I think it's worth it though. I mean, the companion's a real pain because you can't mount, but I'm sure, I wouldn't be surprised if they fix that eventually. It's also a pain that you can't respec, but they have said they're working on that, so it's something good to do when especially if you're farming. I mean, farming's not always the best way to make gil, but if you happen to be doing it, you might as well have your companion out, because you probably don't need to mount anyway then, and it does do a little bit of extra damage. So that's nice to have. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.